Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca. What we're going to do right now is we're going to open the level 80 bronze pack. This is the High Diamond XP pack. Essentially, this pack has 5 diamonds. I believe they're all 96 overall or higher. Let's go in here and open up this pack real quick. And then we will decide who to pick and who I'm going to pick the first time. And we'll rate the cards what I think are the best 1 through 5 and what order you should pick them in my personal opinion. Okay, so in this pack, we have a 98 overall Hale Neuhauser. We have a 95 overall Willie Mccovey. We have a 95 overall Rickey Henderson when he played for New York Yankees rather than the Oakland Athletics. We have a 96 overall Raleigh Fingers the year he won the Cy Young, 1981. I wasn't even born yet. And then we have the 2017 Cy Young, 99 overall Corey Kluber. Let's do a quick review here. We'll go into the first card, Hale Neuhauser. This card right here, he's a left-handed pitcher. He throws 5 pitches. 4-seam fastball, sweeping curve, changeup, slider, and 2-seam fastball. I do believe with how fast his pitches are at that hitting that 98, which means he'll tickle 100 miles an hour every once in a while. And that slow sweeping curve and changeup, he'll be super effective. You can see his per nines: 102 for hits, 109 for Ks, 99 for home runs. And then he has 70 base on balls, which is a control aspect. I understand right now the games, a lot of people are having some trouble with controlling their pitchers. However, I don't think it's going to matter with how fast this guy throws and the amount of break he has on the ball. I mean, at 99 break, the ball's going to be all over the place when he throws his off-speed stuff. From what I remember last year, his windup is not that difficult either to pitch with. Let's go in and look at his quirks. His quirks are pressure cooker, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, grounded, cheesy, sinker baller, knee buckler, illusionist. Pretty much he has any quirk that matters for a pitcher, and all of these will be helpful. I think that this card will probably be the best left-handed pitcher, starting pitcher that is, in the game. Probably until, I don't know, middle May, maybe, unless they release somebody else. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other left-handed starters that they're going to release this early into the game, unless they release somebody in one of the inning programs, in the second or third inning program, that you can evolve into a better card. Because if you look at it right now, the Roy Oswalt's only, 92 or 93 overall, and you can up him to a 95. And his stats don't even come close to this Hale Neuhauser. But yeah, I really think this is going to be a great card. The next card that we're going to go over here is this Willie Mccovey, first baseman. He's a lefty. Fields left-handed as well. As you can see, his defense isn't very good. Even in his career, he wasn't a great defensive player, so these stats make sense. This card is from the 1969 All-Star year that he had. His hitting is great against righties. As you can see, a lot of power, 116 power, 98 contact. Good discipline. I'm sure he probably has the check swing quirk. We'll go look at it. 88 vision. I think this card is pretty good for this time being in the game. However, being that he's a first baseman, I just feel like the game has a lot of first basemen that you can get of the same quality. Like, I'd recommend getting, like, face of the franchise Matt Olson, or even face of the franchise Joey Gallo, where they hit the ball a little bit better on both sides, or just as equal as this Willie Mccovey. Maybe not the same contact, but the same power. Just for how early in the game it is, I don't think this is that great of a card. Compared to some of the other first basemen you can already have. We'll look at his quirks. Hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, walker. So he actually does have, in pressure cooker, so he actually does have really good quirks, which is important. But like I just said, with his poor defense And the fact that he is not a switch hitter, just a left-handed batter, and he really only excels. I mean, he's going to hit left-handed pitching very well too, but he clearly excels better right-handed pitching. I think later in the game he'll be a great platoon guy as a pinch hitter, or even just as somebody like how a lot of people use Jason Giambi, the 95 overall Jason Giambi last year, to face right-handed pitching. I think he'll be that this year. I don't think he'll be a lot of people starting first baseman for the entire year, but just at this point in time, I don't think this is the best option out of this pack. Next, we're going to go over Rickey Henderson. He plays center field. He has diamond hitting and diamond defense. Clearly another guy that more of a platoon guy when it comes to hitting. As you can see, he hits left-handed pitching way better than right-handed pitching at a 114 contact and 85 power clip. Very good vision at 92. Obviously, it's Rickey Henderson, and this is relatively in the prime of his career still. So, he has 99 speed, 99 steal, 99 base running aggressiveness. Has above average fielding, obviously. 85, 82, 80, 95. I mean, those are great numbers. He'll be a great defensive outfielder. Pretty good vision. Once again, just how early it is in the game, I don't think this is the best card to pick compared to some of the other cards in this pack, unless you really need an outfielder. But I just feel like there's better options at outfield that you can get for free in the face of the franchise cards through the showdown that play the outfield. Plus, they gave that Curtis Granderson is a player program right now, and I just think that the Granderson isn't as good as this card is, but I feel like it still gives you roughly the same value for the point of time that it is in the game. Although I do think this card, if you're a Rickey Henderson fan, is actually a pretty good card. I just don't think at this time in the game it's the best option out of this pack. We'll look at his quirks real quick. It's a hitting machine, 20/20 vision, walker, quick reflexes, sniper, and speedster. Also thief. I would say that, I mean, he has great quirks just like the Willie Mccovey did. And I really think that the 20/20 vision and hitting machine will really help this card. My real concern with the card is just at the point in time, I feel like there's a lot of outfielders that are suitable compared to maybe some of the pitchers in this pack in comparison. Also, if you look, his contact versus righties just aren't very good. And a lot of people early in the game only have right-handed pitching starters. They don't have a lot of left-handed pitching starters. If you look at the free cards that we can get, you're looking at like John Schmaltz, Greg Maddux. Those are both right-handed pitchers compared to like and Mariano Rivera. In this pack, you can get Kluber and Raleigh Fingers, and for the other lefties that would be in those comparable packs is Tom Glavine and Hale Neuhauser. I just feel like when you're looking at like a 5-to-2 ratio almost of right-handed to left-handed pitchers, you're going to see a lot more right-handed pitchers on the mound, which just doesn't bode favorably for Rickey Henderson this early in the game. Next, we're going to go over Raleigh Fingers. This is 96 overall Raleigh Fingers, his 1981 Cy Young card. He's a closing pitcher, and last year everyone was in love with his 93 overall card. It was just it's a pretty nasty card. It looks like it's pretty similar card this year, except a little bit better. Obviously, his main pitch is a sinker ball. He also throws a slider, forkball, and four-seam fastball. His sinker just moves a lot. From what I've seen so far in the game, sinkers are still pretty strong, just as they were very strong last year. You can see his per nines are just ridiculous. Hits per nine is 107. Ks per nine is 111. Base on balls per nine is 96. And his home runs per nine is 99. I think that's the highest I've seen out of a pitcher so far is 99, which is amazing. Like, especially late in games, you're trying to close out a game. Last thing you want someone to hit a home run. The only thing that I think is a little bit disappointing in this card compared to some of the other cards that I've seen that are at this level overall. As his break's only 91. I don't know how much that actually affects the card, being that he does throw a sinker, slider, forkball. I don't think you're going to see much of that four-seam fastball out of anybody, maybe every once in a while. So without the break being huge, I don't know how much that really affects his pitching, because all his the three main pitches people are going to use already have a decent amount of movement on them. Anyways, let's look at his quirks. So pressure cooker, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, sinker baller, and Mr. Splitty. This is the first time I've seen a Mr. Splitty quirk. I'm assuming that means that his sinker is going to be more effective on top of the fact he has sinker baller. So I'm assuming they like team up and make a super sinker. I'm not really sure. I would assume that's what it means. As you can see, he has some of the other typical quirks for better pitchers with stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded. I really, really like this card. I think this card will be one of the best relief pitchers in the game all season, and I think you're going to see a lot of them, so get into practice mode and practice on Legend against this guy, I guess. I don't even know. I had a lot of trouble hitting him last year. I'm sure people have trouble hitting him this year, and I'll have trouble as well. Yeah, this card is just really, really good. Next is the 99 overall 2017 Cy Young Corey Kluber. He throws a sinker, slurve, cutter, four-seam fastball, and changeup. These are the same 5 pitches his live series card throws. His per nines are very, very good. Has good stamina. Has hits per 9, 103. K per 9, 105. Base on balls per 9 is 95. And home runs per 9 is 71. He has 99 break, which is very important. The 5 pitches he throws, he doesn't throw the ball that hard. He does have a lot of movement. I've faced this card maybe once or twice, and the movement on the pitches is a lot. I've had a few buddies that have also faced this card that said his ball just moves all over the place. I think even the live series card, the ball does move a bit. I don't know how much I like this card long term when people get better hitters or figure out how to hit like the sinker slurve combination. However, for right now, this card is absolutely nasty. I mean, even throughout the game, it's going to be nasty because his per 9s are great. My concern is the later in the game is his low home runs per 9 at 71. Just for the card in general. Like, this is an amazing card. I just am concerned about that number only because he doesn't throw that hard. So where like Hale Neuhauser has the heat and can really switch it up speed-wise, Kluber doesn't have that. So that's my only concern, is he doesn't have those big pitching gaps that I like to see in pitchers, that where a guy can throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and come back and hit you with an 80-mile-per-hour changeup. Only because with the pitch speed difference in that, if you see a guy's behind all the time on the fastball, you can kind of spam the fastball a little bit and then throw a changeup or a curveball or whatever like out of the zone, and maybe he'll swing at it and be like way early. With this, if he's having trouble hitting the sinker and you throw a slurve or changeup, and he's just a little bit behind the sinker or four-seam fastball, all of a sudden he's taking your changeup yard if you put it in the wrong place at all. That's my only concern with this card. It's just the actual pitcher using the card, not the card itself. We'll go over his quirks. His quirks are pressure cooker, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, sinker baller, knee buckler, and illusionist. He has some of the best quirks in the game, and I just feel like with the sinker baller, knee buckler, and illusionist, he's going to be pretty hard to hit. I think I've already stated that, though. I mean, all 5 of these cards are top of the line cards right now. I do think that the 3 pitchers are better than the 2 hitters in this case. I just think the pitchers are overall better. So for me, Right now, I personally would probably take Raleigh Fingers if I didn't pull the Eric Gagne in a headliner pack. So I'm already have 3 pitchers in the bullpen right this moment. So I think Rolly Fingers, if you need a closing pitcher, is the best option in this pack, if I have to be honest. And then I'm personally going to pick Hale Neuhauser. I think he's the best pitcher out of the 2 starting pitchers between him and Kluber. If you would ask my opinion, his home runs per 9 are higher. Yeah, his base on balls and control is not quite as good as Kluber's. However, I just think that his home runs per 9 makes up for it, and his difference in pitch speed. That's just how I like to pitch, and I just think that he's the better card out of the 2. So, with that being said, I'll rank these 1 through 5 real quick, and I would say that Neuhauser and Raleigh Fingers are 1A and 1B. Kluber is a very, very close third behind those 2 cards. As in, if you want to go with Kluber, I would go with Kluber over Neuhauser and Raleigh Fingers. I just think that Raleigh Fingers and Neuhauser are better. And then I would rate the Rickey Henderson as 4th and the Willie Mccovey as 5th. The only reason Willie Mccovey's 5th is I actually think he's a better hitter. I just think there's so much depth at first base and so many people you can put at first base. I think that devalues him, if that makes sense. This isn't Frank Thomas from last year where he had the massive 125, 116 power or whatever he had, and the great hitting contact, and he's also 8 feet tall, so that made up a lot for it. Willie McCovey's not a big dude, and he's only really hits right-handed pitching very well. I just feel like Henderson offers more defensively in the field. Anyways, I'm going to go with Hale Neuhauser here. Add him to the rotation. I guess he will replace my man Blake Snell in the rotation right now. As you can see, when you guys saw that quickly, I do have Gold Corey Kluber in my rotation right now because I do think he's actually a very good pitcher. I just think for what this pack is, Hale Neuhauser is a better option. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and I hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, hit the bell so you get notifications for the next time I create a video. Write anything in the comments that you think about the pack. If maybe you think Kluber might be better than Neuhauser, explain your case. I mean, I'm up to different opinions. We can have a discussion about it. If you are really enjoying the content and want to watch me at Twitch, my Twitch is twitch.tv/HopefulChewbacca. I stream Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the schedule changes some based on my family and how much free time I have. I will post when I'm going to go live on my Twitter at Hopeful1137. Also, some people have been asking what my PSN is. That is also Hopeful1137. I hope you guys are really enjoying the content. Everyone be safe and have a great day.